guys, Tammy here from Formflex Compound, and today Amber's going to join me. This is my daughter Amber, and usually she's in the background.
Hi guys.
And today she's gonna join me. We're trying a whole new setup again. This is like our third time we've tried different setups.
Hi guys.
So we're gonna see. Oops, she just pulled it up on the tablet. She's gonna see if we can get this to work. So anyway, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a fall kind of project. I'm going to show you the molds that I use. I can't set this up because nothing's glued on because I want to show what we're going to do. But this is actually a book, and when she turns the camera down, and we're going to make the fake book out of an old box from, if you guys get these, be sure that you save them. There's a lot that you can do. You could actually turn this into a purse if you have like a bridal shower or something that you have to do. I was actually making a Louis Vuitton purse out of one, you know, just a fake one. And then this book really does turn out neat. I'm going to show you some different ways that possibly you could use it, but today we're going to show you the popsicle sticks, and Amber's going to help me, and we're going to show you how to do some twisties. So she'll go ahead, and we're going to turn the camera down so that you can see what we're doing. And thanks for joining us. Okay, so hopefully this is going to work. That looks like a good picture there. Okay, so here's what we're going to make, you guys. And what I wanted to show you, we're going to show you how to do the curlicues. Actually, I wished I could remember the name. Somebody messaged me yesterday about pumpkins with curlicues and stuff, and I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to try, and it kind of got me going a little bit. So the mold that I used, she's got a link to it, is actually this. Pumpkins are hard to find, and that's what she was telling me. Why can't I see it?
It's right here.
Okay, so this is what I used, and Amber actually did link this. I got it from Amazon, that one. And then the little pumpkins are these right here, okay? And we're going to use those. And then the leaves, she put all this up on a link, okay? These are the little pumpkins, and the leaves that are on here are right here. And these are the little 3D pumpkins. I think you get 4 of these because I think I still have a couple in the freezer. So let's see. And then here is how the mold turns out from the cookie cutter, okay? And I just cut and trimmed all the way around it to get this, and then I'll be painting that. But I thought this was kind of a fun way to be able to do something for fall. So what we started out with is, I'm going to take all this apart now, and I'm going to show you just the box. The other molds that I used were these little pieces here, are actually from, the redesign mold. Or I'm sorry, not redesign. This is IOD. These were the pieces from the IOD. And there's several things. I'm going to put something up here. I should have showed you this before I moved it all. But how you can change the appearance by what you want, by putting what you want on the top here. These, let's see, I think I had this one down here kind of too, or something. But this up here, you could change the appearance of it several different ways, just depending on what you want. But you could put that right there at the top. You could use a bee at the top. You could stencil on this. You could put writing on it. There's just lots of different things you could do. And then to put some pieces on the side as well, and maybe make a hinge for it also. So I'm going to take all this off so that I can show you what I'm going to show you how to do. Here. We're going to show you, these are the curlicues that I made, and I just rolled a really thin piece of Formflex, and then last night I wrapped them around skewers, and then I just take them off, and I'll be trimming these. I haven't trimmed any of them yet to the way I want them, but I thought that would be really fun with the pumpkins, you know. And we're gonna, it was really simple, just roll real skinny pieces of Form Flex. But here's the box. Okay, it's not actually a box, it's the book, but this is, you can see I put paper pages in it, like, and then I made mine because I want mine to stand up like so. Okay, so first of all,
really quick though, Christine said, did you say there's a link for the pumpkins? Yes, I've already added it into the chat right there, you can see. And then Kathy says, I use cute seasonal ice cube trays from the dollar store.
Yeah, and you know what, Kathy, if those I did a whole video on the dollar store ice cube trays, and what I did is I took a felt tip pen and I marked them like this, and then I just took the scissors and cut them thinner. I did it at Christmas time, I believe. So here's the popsicle sticks that I used. You guys, there's nothing, this isn't like brain surgery. This is really easy, but I would just show you because maybe it's something you haven't thought about. And all I did was just take and put one up against the box, like so. And I just drew a line. I glued the flap shut, okay? So I just drew a line like this on each side here, and then over here I did the same thing. And then I just took the scissors, and you could use it. I started out using an X-Acto knife, but man, it took too long. So then I switched to the scissors, and the scissors cut through it really easy. So if you wanted to, you could file the edges smooth or whatever, and then, you know, just like so. So anyway, we've got 4 of these cut. It takes 4 on each side. I did both sides of this, and then I just painted it with some gray and some tan and some white, and then kind of dry brushed it. And then the pages, I just painted with some tan and some white. This is really confusing.
Wendy says, I use Form Flex in a strawberry mold. Not sure what I did wrong, but they are cracked.
In a strawberry mold. I'm not sure. If you send me a picture, I can help you figure it out. I don't know what strawberry mold. So there's a little bit of a flap, you guys, on each side. If you ever have trouble like that, always send us a picture because I'm willing to help you get through anything.
She said, okay, thanks.
So I just trimmed that little bit off. Then what I wanted to show you, the most important thing here, if you remember, I did the bird houses, okay? And I used the inside of the bird houses where this was the
Metal
baking
pan.
sheet, from the dollar store. And so this was what was left over. And what I did with this, you guys, is I just kind of measured it and cut it. Where did I do the scissors? Okay.
Ellen says, how did you create the pages?
I'm going to show you. I created those. I wished I had spackle, and my spackle's at home. And all I have here is drywall mud. And guess what? A comb. This is what I did. I just took and put spackle on it. I'll show you this part, and then we'll just move on to that part. Okay, so what I did is I measured this like so. I got to decide which way. I want it to come in because I don't want any of the metal where my pages are, okay? So I want the metal to be inside of here. Okay, does that make sense? You guys see how it curls in?
Just show them what you're doing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, see there? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that. Okay, I just left this. If you look at these, there's that lip right on them. So all you have to do is just cut that off. Like so. And then what I did was, what I did so that the little curl wouldn't it kind of gets messed up when you cut it. And can they see that? Yeah. You guys, of course, we got ready to do this, and guess what? I didn't have any more skewers. So it's like, oh my gosh. And I wanted to make sure that this side right here, the smooth side, not the side that I glued down on the box, is going to be my pages. So your book is going to open like so. So then what I did here is I just put this up. I don't want it that way. I want it, let's see. I want it this way. Because what I want is I want these little tabs that I had to cut. I want those in the back of the book. So there you go. See how I just put that on there? And I'll glue that on. And then your popsicle sticks, yeah, will go see just like so. And you do the exact same thing on the sides as you do the corner, okay? The top, yeah. So I'll cut this first. And I left the skewer in there when I cut it this time. So let me see, where's my pencil?
Suggestion. So if they don't have this, could they use like a stirring straw or
they
something?
Don't even, you guys, this is just optional. You don't even have to put this on your book if you don't want it, okay? It was only because I had all these little edges left over from doing the birdhouses. And I thought, man, what a nice finish on there.
Well, you
whoops.
Shot one of your...
See, and I'm just cutting that like so. And then all I'll do is I will glue that down. And then my popsicle sticks will come right over the top of it, like that, okay? And then you do the exact same thing when you get to the last piece. You want to make sure that you do the edge here, okay? If you want to, you may only want to do the top and the bottom. You may not want to mess with going over the edge. It's all depends on what you want. So here, I'll have Amber. Oh, this is that one. Oh my gosh, that was smart. And then I just eyeballed it. You know what you could do? You could start doing the little snake-like things to wrap around the skewer.
Okay. I just didn't know.
Yeah. You guys, these molds, they really turned out nice. I don't know how much you can see here. Okay, see the little pumpkin? Is this delayed from that? It
yes.
must be. Okay,
very
and there's
so.
the leaves. Okay. And we just lost on that. I don't know why. But here's the little molds, okay? So you got, this is this leaf mold, this is this leaf. Here's the baby pumpkins that are in it. Those are just these little tiny, tiny pumpkins. Okay? So that's that one. That is some of these leaves. Oops, no, that is some of these leaves. This leaf, and then I think there's 4 pumpkins, and they're 3D, but I only used like a half of one. You know, I only used half. I suppose if you wanted, and you wanted them, there's 2 different sizes in here, so you could put them together like so, if you wanted to. But I didn't, I wanted mine flat. Okay, then what I did is I just made sure that I went just a hair over. The hardest thing is cutting these straight, especially, see how I got that one, just a hair long. That's what you just want to make sure, especially if you want yours to stand up. Okay. Just make sure that your popsicle sticks are straight. And you can glue those on. Like that. And I'll set that there. What Amber's doing is she's actually rolling and cutting
I'm attempting to roll and cut. She makes
trying.
it look so easy.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut a piece of this foil, roughly the length. And you can see this still has the spray paint and everything on it from doing the inside of the birdhouses. So it works out really good. And then again, if you can see, I'm just going to cut that lip off there. You guys, these baking sheets are really, there's a lot that you can do with them. And again, like the other one, I wanted this to be on the inside. So I'll put this here and glue that way. I'll cut it. I stick my skewer down it. The skewers really work good in this stuff because it doesn't smash them then at all. And it makes your book a little more sturdy on top of that. So that was kind of a cool thing. And I'll measure this. And I tuck mine up pretty tight. I keep forgetting and I have to get, why do you think I don't do projects that much live? I forget that I got to show you what I'm doing. Okay. And if you can see, it's right there at the base of my book as well. And I'll cut this off. Okay. Like that. And I just did the same thing all the way around the whole thing. Just on the front side. No, I did do the back side, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. I did both sides. See? I did both sides with it. But it stands up really nicely. That was my whole objective to this, was that I really, really, really wanted it to stand up. And then what I did is I went back and I'll trim. See this little piece right here? I don't want to cover up my other part here, so I'll trim that off back just a hair. Just like so. And the main thing is you want to make sure, if you want yours to stand there. I know, it's hard to cut, especially when you're left-handed and you're using right-handed scissors. So there, can you see that? And I just glued that on. And I got this piece ready to glue, and I forgot that I hadn't glued that on, so I'll add a little more here, because we got a fan. I don't know how your guys' weather is wherever you're at, but man, it is hot here today. And we're not used to it.
No. We're a bunch of wimps.
Oh, I know. We're a bunch of whiners. Okay, so then just push that up, right up against there. And anything, you know, your paint will cover a whole lot too.
Mary Ann says hello.
Hello. And you guys, all I did was just eyeball it. Okay, I just laid my pieces out like so. And then just to create that kind of farmhouse look was all I was going for, okay? Like so. And you can do the same thing. You would take the same thing. I'm out of skewers. You would do the exact same thing to this side and go down it and outline your book that way. Okay, so then you want to make sure that you'll have your front and your back done. And you want to put one right here for your side as well. Okay, so that's this piece right here. And if you have to join two pieces, I stuck a skewer inside one and then down the other one so that it would connect together and I didn't have to squish anything. But you can see how it looks like that farmhouse look. It's real, I think it's kind of cool. But you could also do the same thing using like the whole metal pan. If you didn't want the farmhouse look, you could use cardboard, you know, like so, to make it look like, just cut your cardboard and do the same exact thing. You wouldn't have to put the piping around it if you didn't want to. I just think the piping gives it a really nice effect. And this is the pan. You could use the pan. And I don't know if very many of you guys know, but you can take this, and if you want smooth metal, you can actually get this out just by taking, it will smooth out really fast and easy. And you get a real nice smooth finish. So these are great to use on a lot of things. See how nice and smooth that comes out? And then you could do a tin if you wanted to do it that way too.
Marianne, to answer your question, the molds are from Amazon, yes, and if you go back and rewatch the replay, they are linked in the video in the very beginning.
Yeah, you guys, I've had these since last year. So now how, somebody asked how I did the pages. And I'm going to take another box here because I want to put the piping on that before I do
How many of the
the
curly
pages.
shoes do you want me to make?
Dude, that's good. So you guys, this is what Amber's been doing for me while we were on here. She actually rolled
There's two
real
pieces there, so be
thin,
careful.
yeah, real thin snake-like
Pieces.
pieces,
And free
and then just put them. These are the ones I did last night, and then just put them around here. And as soon as they're dry a little bit, we'll just pull them off the skewers. Oh, there's one already come off. So, and then you can just let them dry. But that's kind of a fun thing to use. You could use it with birds. You could use it with your pumpkins. You can use it with all kinds of stuff, okay? So this is how I did this. And if you have spackle, it's whatever you prefer. Some people like spackle. Some people like drywall mud. It's kind of up to you what you prefer. I prefer spackle because I think it dries a lot faster. And all I did is, let's say, this is going to be my pages here. And you would have your, all your moldings on here, your little piping if that's what you so choose to do. And I just put on a really thin layer. You could even use your card that comes with your Formflex to do this. I have better luck with my card than I do with this kind of stuff. But just put on a thin layer. And I had to cut my comb because I wanted the comb. You guys, this is a comb from the dollar store. I think there was like, I don't know, 10 or 15.
If you don't have a comb, use a fork.
Yeah, you could use a fork if you had an old fork. Just rinse it off right away. I always cut hair, and everybody always wants their hair cut, and you don't have your scissors or anything with you, so you always have to run to the dollar store and buy combs. And all I did was just line that up between the molding, and I just scratched it like so. And then I went back and pulled some of this off. And actually, if you want to know the truth, when it dries, you can sand it a little bit. But that's all you have to do. And then I did the top as well. Let's see. This would be my top. I did the same thing. So here, I'll show you again. Just put on a thin coat. Here's those tabs that I told you be sure and cut off, because otherwise your sticks will stick out too far. Okay, just a nice thin coat. And probably if you use like the card or a bigger, something bigger. I rinsed the comb out when I did it, but I'm not going to take the time. Well, maybe I should. Yeah, here, let me see. Maybe I can wipe it off with this. And then I'll rinse the towel. Okay, so there's your coat. And then take your comb, or like Amber said, you could use a fork, and I wiggled it. But it doesn't matter, because once it dries, you can knock it off. Okay? And these little nubs up here, just knock them off once it's dry. But that kind of tells you how the pages. It was really easy, and it dries really fast. The spackle is easier to work with to me than drywall mud, because I think you can get it smoother, and it doesn't clump like this stuff does. So use whatever you have, but if you gotta go buy something, I would buy the spackle. That's just my personal opinion, okay? So, let's see. The other thing, I was going to show you, let me put this away. The one thing, too, about the drywall mud, you guys, you have to put it away right away. It seems to dry out in the bucket. I don't know, like the spackle. I like that, too, because if you get it, it's one color. I think it goes on pink, and then it dries white, so you know right away when it's dry. But there's that. So another thing that I was going to share with you, let's see, you guys, these right here, if anybody goes to Michael's, I got these at Michael's, $11.99, but look at, you get 17 pieces. They're in the cake decorating part, and what great things to go on jewelry boxes, small areas. Look, you've got the Harlequin, and it's a really good, these are really, there's 17 pieces in here, and when I saw them the other day, I was like, oh, you're kidding me. This is just the perfect size, because a lot of times when you get stencils,
they're so big.
Yeah, they're too big for a lot of small stuff that you want to do, and I was actually going to start working on some stuff, like a jewelry box and that. And I thought, man, these are just the perfect size. So you've got the animal print, you've got the Harlequin, you've got the polka dots. There you go, that's cheetah. I think that's zebra. There's the honeycomb. And then there's the rocks. This one would be a really good with Alice in Wonderland. And then you've got, I'm not as crazy about the alphabet, but I'm sure I'll find something. You have the entire alphabet all in capitals. And 17 pieces for $11.99 for stencils. That's a good deal. So I wanted to share that with you. Let's see, what else did I have? You guys back here. I've been working on so many things at once. Maybe before the dollar store runs out of these, this isn't done, but this was going to go with my book.
You can't see both of them. You got to scoot them down.
So,
there you go.
Yeah, this is going to go with my book, and this is also one of the new molds from IOD, okay? And maybe, I was going to show you what I was going to do. I'm going to put a solar lamp in this. This isn't glued on. This isn't even finished. I'm going to make this look like metal. Maybe we can tilt the camera up. Okay, so anyway, this is just a candlestick from, obviously this isn't the right one. The one I had at home, this went down. Okay, this was the hole in the candlestick. And this is just an old piece of,
paper towel.
Yeah, or it's not paper towel. Oh, I know what it was from. Saran wrap, okay? And that's going to go on there. This is going to go, can they see that? I think the camera's too low. Can you pull the camera up a little? So anyway, this is going to, and then I'm going to put a solar lamp in it. Can you see that? Just something fun to go outside. You know, or if you do farmhouse, this would be really cute in a bathroom too. You know, just a small lamp like that. And I'm going to put the farm animals all the way around it and make this look like metal. So anyway, that's before they're out of these flower pots. This is that brown flower pot from there. And I wanted to put the sheep and all that on it. So anyway, there's that. And I think that was, I'm trying to make sure that stays up. Okay. But this is the main thing. This is really fun. Get yourself some of these molds, you guys. Super easy. Formflex works great with them. I can actually, this is how it comes out of the mold. And I just took and trimmed this entire thing down. I did it when it came right out. And I just went along and cut.
Chris says, so cute. I have one of those cows already molded.
Yeah, and I'm also going to put the sheep on it. I think it will be really cute once it's finished. But see, can you see how I'm just cutting that? I don't want that big lip on it. And actually, I didn't realize it when I was doing this, how big. I got the book part already. And then I went looking for the pumpkin mold. And I was like, oh, man. It's way bigger than I thought. And my intentions were to put 3 pumpkins, you know, split this one and put it on the sides of that. But it's not wide enough to do that with, so I'll use it on something else. But see how I'm cutting that? And you can cut this back as much as you want or as little as you want. But this is really a fun mold. It's not really a mold, it's a cookie cutter, I think is what it's originally for. And if you cut this back when it's wet, you know, shortly after it comes out, what you can actually do then is you can reclaim all of the form flex that you cut off of it. See, there you go, like so. See there, I'm cutting it. And I do kind of do a little bit of an undercut, like I'll stick my knife in there and cut under so that the edges, you know, it just looks like it's not been cut. But that's kind of up to you. It doesn't really matter. By the time you get everything on there, nobody's going to know it's been cut anyway. But that's pretty much it. See, there you go. And then just kind of any place else that you see, maybe you didn't cut it completely round. But this you could just take
and use that to make your little curly
Well,
cues.
that's what I was just going to say. You can reclaim this, or at this point, you could take and do some curly cues out of it. I mean, you might have to work with it because it is, I did this one last night, and it is pretty dry. But, I mean, what a cute, I mean, for flat. And then if, like I showed you in the last video, you could raise it a little bit and give it 3D by putting some Jenga blocks or little balls of foil underneath it. But anyway, so that's that. And
the other cool thing I was going to throw out there really quick, if you do the book and you have any grandkids that like Mary Had a Little Lamb or Old MacDonald, you could put the cows and the sheep and stuff on it.
oh, absolutely.
Make it decor for a nursery or a bedroom. If you got little girls, you could do it with fairies and princesses or flowers. I mean, the possibilities can go so far beyond what any of us could even imagine.
You guys, if you see this at the dollar store, be sure and grab one. I don't know, this is left from last year. Same exact thing. You can use the cardboard, you could use the foil on here. I'm going to make some blades. You know, if you follow me, I absolutely love to do sleighs. And not everybody can find them at the Goodwill. I've just been so lucky I've found the best sleighs at the Goodwill. But this I thought is an alternative. And so if you see this come out, be sure that you grab one because I think you can do something pretty remarkable with this. I was going to get them all out of the freezer and show you the 3D.
Which one?
This is just the
the 3D pumpkin.
Yeah. I got everything else. I could actually fill one. If there's anybody that needs to know how to fill a mold, let me know. There's so many videos. Okay, so I got this out. I'm trying to look at both cameras. And all I'm doing is releasing the sides. And then go ahead and pull it out. Like so.
Oh, you put that out of camera view, I think. Oh, no, you can still see it.
Okay, can you see it? And then I would just cut this off right here or fix it however you want. I think 3 of these like stacked on top of each other, you know, kind of, you know how they do the stacking pumpkins, you know, and stick a skewer through them and do something with them that way. I think would be really fun. I think there's a lot that you could actually do with these. And one of them fills out better at the bottom than the other. See, but what you can do too, if you want to save on clay or on your compound, is when you fill it, you can kind of squish your finger
into the center of the back.
Yeah. And if anybody does a lot of it, does a lot of clay, you can actually, there's actually this wooden ball thing that you buy. I had a tool like that and I don't know what happened to it. And you can push it in there and make the inside hollow. As long as your sides come up far enough, you're in good shape. So you can actually save that way on doing save your compound. Always make sure your hands are clean, which mine aren't. green paint in this already.
And what, your mold?
Yeah, look right there. First thing I did, I must have paint on my hands.
Oh, probably.
But I just push it up and make sure that you've got both sides all the way up there. Okay? And then I would clean up the sides. But I always take my card so that I get that flat surface like so. And I'll push my card and make sure that that's cleaned up.
The other thing you might consider too, if you have a marble or something at home, you could do that. Which,
yeah,
you know, in the center.
That's what I mean. That little tool is really handy. But I will use, like you said, I don't use a marble, but I have a wooden bead that I will use to hollow out the back. And then just make sure that you have this flat. And if you have any extra, just take your card and cut it off so that's nice and flat when you get ready to put it in. But that's it. So I hope that you get inspired to do something. We're so sorry that the last video we spent so much time setting it up and it didn't work.
Always work.
I will show you quick that I did get the castings. I showed it in the last video. I did get the molding put around this to make the cake plate. I had it sitting there. And this is what I was telling you about making your stencils three-dimensional, not just stenciling once, stenciling twice. This is just the clear plate with the napkin decoupaged underneath. And it's going to have this that I got. It's kind of like a wine glass, but it's more like a communion. And I'm going to do the black and the green on it like I did on the other pieces. And then it will have this bottom, and it will just make the cake plate. So anyway, that was kind of fun too. I don't know if you really got to see that. We had so much trouble with that last video. So I think that's all I have. I want to say thanks for joining us, and if you ever have any questions or any issues, be sure and let us know, and we'll help you work through them. And so be sure and follow us on Formflex.
Well, thank you, Princess. All your work is beautiful. She makes it look so easy.
Formflex Compound and Formflex Creations. And be sure and...
Thank you, Marianne. She says, thank you, ladies. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You guys all have a good evening. Stay cool. And again, thanks for joining us. Bye now.